Well, good morning. We are gathered again to talk about bridging into our second week. We're actually at the studio, Praise 95, and we're recording from here this week. But this is our second week, or either the end of our first week of really looking at ourselves and getting a good understanding of life transformation as we do transforming our life. And so this is our Lent season. And so we're spending time in Lent as we do this. And we just want to just kind of do a recording each week and kind of talk about where we are. Now, this week, Devin, we're spending a little time talking about our understanding of the fact that our perceptional conclusions lead a lot of what we think about in life.
Okay, our perceptional conclusions. So I think that's great because without understanding that the Lord is has the final authority and addresses every issue, until we understand that, then we will never not lean to our own understanding.
Right, which is very, very true. Now, the problem with our own understanding is we have come to a conclusion. The way the model works is you have an experience in your life.
Yeah.
And based on that experience, you conclude what you perceive as fact.
Yeah.
And the problem is it might not be fact. I see somebody, I was at a place where I was at the other day, and I saw somebody, and I looked at them, and they had a head full of hair,
Yeah.
and everything else, and I was talking to them and everything. And returning to the place 2 days later, I ran into them again, and then their hair was not on their head anymore.
Okay.
Now, the issue is I come to a conclusion about what they look like based on my perception.
Yeah.
And if you would have asked me, I would have thought you would have had to cut that hair off. I wouldn't have thought they could have adjusted it or taken it off or anything else. Yeah, I didn't think it was detachable. But I came to that conclusion, and my whole perception of them was based on that. And so if you ask me a description of them, it would be based on that. If I talk about where they looked, everything was based on that.
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is that was just a perception. And I treated it as fact.
Gotcha.
And so now that's an example with somebody with hair. But just think about how many other things.
Man.
You know, a dog bites you when you're 2. Your perception is dogs are bad. You date a person who is light skinned, and your perception is light skinned people are scandalous because it didn't go well.
So I think that would be great. So we clear up the perceptions, because I think all of our first encounters with Christ, in my opinion, is probably not good at perceptions. If you were young and you were made to go to church, now that you even see a value in it, you may not even want to go.
Well, even that, but I think most of us don't credit God based on his credit report.
Gotcha.
We credit God based on the preacher's credit report, or either the deacon's credit report. So we said that guy's bad.
Yeah.
So God must not be good.
Yeah.
And God is yearning to be recognized for who he is.
Gotcha.
Now, you know, the thing about it is when we're talking about transforming our lives, and as people have read these first few days, then what they're beginning to learn is that God has a purpose for you, and that you're not an accident.
And you're unique.
And the proof of that is the fact that you have DNA, that you have traceable evidence of who you are. And so if you were gone and I never knew you, there's traceable evidence, which means that somebody designed something that's particularly you, that never disappears and can always be pointed back to.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love the first 2 parts of transforming your life, the purpose and the uniqueness of you. It was very, very insightful, and the scriptures in there was great. So yeah, I can't wait to see what the rest of Lent's gonna bring.
The whole thing. And so just kind of want to capture. So basically what we're learning is that there's nobody like you. And if you were made intentionally, then by an intentional God, then there must be a purpose for you being the way you are.
Yeah.
And the thing to recognize is that everything that you go through in life is that purpose fitting into that world.
Yeah.
And so as we begin to move forward, you begin to think about it, that's what you're starting to learn. You're starting to learn that purpose as it fits into that world.
Yes, sir.
And not only that, but you're also learning, and pay close attention to the fact that God is going to bring his voice into your experiences. But don't be so committed to your perceptions that you don't recognize, that you lean so heavily on them, that you don't acknowledge God and allow his contribution to drive you towards the next direction. So hold on. We're just at the beginning. And in 40 days, you need to decide who you're going to be, what's going to change, and what you're going to be like. Remember, the key is fasting something that requires time every day, 30 days, 30 minutes at least, and spending that time dedicated to doing the devotional, transform your life, and reading the scriptures, and then writing the journal. Okay, and then keep up with us along the way. If you want the details, go to CFBCKC.org. That is CFBCKC.org, and we'll look forward to transforming with you.